right, yesterday, guys, in our series previewing potential draft prospects for the Broncos, we talked about a big boy in Steve Avila. Today, let's talk about another big boy and Mazi Smith, maybe even bigger than Steve Avila. Henry, is he bigger?
It's like the
No,
same.
he's not quite bigger. He's
Okay.
not quite bigger.
I would say it depends on the numbers you look at.
Oh, okay. So
I think he's trimmed down a bit since he was in Michigan.
it's possible. So Maisie Smith, is that what we're going with?
Maisie? Okay,
I think
sorry.
Maisie.
Pardon me.
There's no
Are you being confused because he plays for Michigan, which is the maize and blue?
could be Maisie, Mozzie.
I'm going Mozzie. Maisie is a girl's name.
It is, but it's also a real name.
It is.
So you kind of
Mozzie isn't that the like big
the language thing.
yes.
Yes.
What animal is that?
Language thing?
Blue.
It's a monster, I guess you would call it.
No.
What are you guys talking about? A
Whoa.
blue monster language thing?
A blue monster that teaches you how to speak different languages.
What? You're pulling
Oh, is
my
it
leg.
Muzzy?
Muzzy, yeah. Mozzie.
I mean, Mr.
Wait.
Smith was kind of
Muzzy?
a blue monster wearing blue, playing defensive line for Michigan last year.
Muzzy.
He was a beast.
I searched Mozzie, and it's apparently some rapper. I mean, a rapper who actually really likes guns, it turns out.
Oh.
Nothing like Muzzy, who is, he teaches English to children as young as 2 and up. But I never had, I knew English. So
Debatable.
I think, okay. I think there was
No, I think it also teaches Spanish.
I think it definitely does. I don't know. You
What
look
a
up Muzzy.
hilarious
I'll go
thing.
with Mozzie Smith.
Buckham
Who
Hart is saying Mozzie. Who knows if he knows?
is he talking about? Mozzie Maisie or
That's a
Mozzie
good point. That's
Muzzy?
a good point. I don't know.
And Maisie was like I believe, a
Also
show on
children's show.
Nickelodeon about like a mouse.
Maisie. Is it Maisie?
Who
and
knew
Mouse?
there were so many different
Maisie.
things related to this?
Oh, Maisie. Definitely an animal. Maybe just some like weird creature. Again, possibly Muzzy like,
Right.
in that it's not really anything. But Mozzie Smith,
Mozzie Smith.
at the combine, he's 6'3", 230 or 323, a little bit smaller than Steve Avila, but not by much. Big boy though.
Really quick, if he is
323.
323, and that's what he checked in at the combine, so that weight is right. Michigan said he was like 340. And
Again,
maybe they were boosting
They
it
were
up,
lying.
too. Yeah.
Yep, that's what those schools do.
If you're big, they make you bigger. If you're small, well, they still make you bigger.
They still make you bigger. Yep, but yeah. So I mean,
You should have been a football player.
if he got drafted, they would immediately just list him at 330, and then he'd put on like 5 pounds, and maybe they'd just call him 340.
It's true.
But yeah, so I mean, 323, but a real 323, so you can't compare it to NFL 323 because they're not actually, because then they're 313, you know?
Right.
So big guy, nose tackle, and like you see right there, strengths, his size, his strength. Strength is a good strength to have when you're a nose tackle.
Yes.
Weakness, the pass rushing. But again, he has like fairly quick feet for his size. Obviously, like not compared to Zach, for example.
Thank you. Thank you.
Zach would be much quicker.
Thank you.
Dude.
But
Oh my god.
he's just not polished. Like there's more potential there potentially as a pass rusher. He can stand and hold his ground. But he also has kind of short arms, so the upside in terms of making moves. There's Mozzie Smith. What's up, Ren?
I am blown away by his RAS.
Oh, it's off the charts.
So he is a 9.99
Yep.
RAS score. And he didn't do everything. So he didn't run the 40, which obviously makes it a little easier for a size and strength guy.
I do think that he would have ran the 40 very well, though.
44 reps of 225.
Pretty good.
44-inch vertical.
There you go.
Insane.
And a broad jump of 9044, which is a perfect 10 score in the RAS. The 44-inch vertical, obviously for a guy who weighs 330 pounds, is a 10 RAS. The 44 reps on the bench press is a 9.98. This dude is a freak, and he literally is number one on Bruce Feldman's freak list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he is. In fact, there was something where he did 23 reps of bench, at 325 pounds. He just threw an extra 100 on there and was
my
doing
God.
like normal numbers for people doing 225. He is a monster, and it does translate to the field in ways. But when I watch his tape, every play, I just get confused at what he's good at, what size he is, in kind of a good way. And I think that's speaking to his potential. But there's some plays I'm watching and I'm like, man, he looks like a 4-3 defensive end here because he's got the speed. He's chasing down quarterbacks. He's not fat. Like a nose tackle, you think like,
Will you
oh,
bring the
man.
graphic back up so we can get a visual aid?
Yeah,
here?
when
Yeah.
you think of a nose tackle and a run stuffer, you think of
Yep.
like, oh man, this guy's got a belly. But I kid you not, on tape he looks like 4-3 defensive
like
end
Vince
at times.
Wilfork.
Yeah, that's exactly what you think, and he's not like that at all. And at times he can play the run really well. The confusing thing is though, being so big, he doesn't necessarily eat up blockers and double teams in the
he's not
run
so
game
wide.
that well. Yeah, it's because he's not so wide. So I think this is a guy where if you play to his strengths, I think he's actually going to be a better pass rusher than he was at Michigan, because at Michigan he was only getting like 2 sacks a year, even
Do
if
they even
that.
pass in the Big Ten?
Well, that's a good point too. But he's a good run blocker when he's in the right position, not just trying to eat up blocks. So he's a guy where the potential is off the charts, not just
Yep.
because of his RAS score, but because of some of the moves he has. But you need to tap into it.
Yeah.
And you could, I mean, at that level of athleticism, if you wanted to add weight to him, you probably could.
Yeah.
And not,
Right.
hurt his game. Like,
Right.
you might be able to get him up to 350 and have him be an incredibly disruptive,
Really true.
pure nose tackle.
Yep. Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's just the explosive ability that. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are really big. Broncos brought in Jordan Riley from Oregon for a visit. He's like a fringe draft pick. He's like 340 pounds, just big nose tackle. And he might be better in the NFL than college just because there's a lot of guys in college football who can hold their ground in the middle. Going
Yeah.
up against NFL linemen, you need to be bigger. And so he could kind of play up. But again, fringe draft pick. The difference, the reason you would draft a nose tackle this early is because he is so explosive. And the fact that he could figure out how to be a pass rusher. Because again, he doesn't really have any of the skills. He does have pretty short arms. And so you don't really have much to work with there. But the explosive ability, it kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, and what do the Broncos need on defense? Well, they kind of need one more starter, unless you're really counting on Innie to take a big step up. But even if you hope that Innie takes a big step up and can be a starter on the defensive line, you could also still use another piece there, whether it's a starter and Innie's a backup or just flipped right there. You bring him in, he's instantly competing for his starting job. And I mean, right now, just with only being 323 pounds, you're probably still using DJ Jones at that nose tackle spot for the most part. He could be just a perfect defensive end in that 3-4 for the Broncos. I mean, this would be a great pick in my opinion.
Is it possible this is a typo about his vertical?
44-inch.
Let's find the video.
I looked at the top vertical leaps at the 2022 NBA Combine.
Yeah.
And the highest was 41.5.
No way. No way.
I believe it.
You would think that the RAS would be right on.
Like Math Bomb, who does all the RAS graphics, I wouldn't expect them to get it just wrong.
No. I wouldn't either, but considering an NBA player's best is 41.
Like Christian Brown,
Yeah.
who is bouncy as hell.
Yeah.
40 inches.
And how much does he weigh? Like
Probably
two-
half of this dude.
The vertical, according to everything else, is 29.5.
Okay, that sounds a lot
Yeah,
more
yeah,
palatable.
Yeah.
And still insane for a guy that weighs
Yeah,
that much.
seriously.
Yep. But,
So-
I mean, I think Bruce Feldman also said 44.
Did he?
Yeah.
Bruce Feldman probably.
Got it from Math Bomb.
No, that could be true. Yeah. But
Yeah.
credible college football source would be him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He did have it at 44.
Okay,
And-
we need to know the real answer on this.
That's a guy you definitely want on field goal block. A big guy that's that tall. I mean, that's like Calais Campbell.
Dude, maybe
Calais
he could join the SWAT team.
No, except for his arms.
Yeah.
His
so
arms are
dino
short.
arms.
We got
Yeah, SWAT
Zach
team.
Allen in
Yep.
there. We were talking about getting
Bring Shelby back. Yep, it's true.
So the 44-inch vertical, that was before this season. So the Freaks list comes out before the football season. And so he was on that list. So Again, maybe he jumped 44 inches. Maybe Michigan said, hey, Bruce,
Right,
this guy jumped
right.
44 inches. Can you believe it?
Somehow he lost 14 and a half inches on his vertical.
While also losing weight.
What's going on here?
That's why you never trust colleges.
Is Jim Harbaugh a liar? Is that what we're finding out right now?
Whoa.
Let's see. So it says through Michigan's strength staff,
Yeah.
Feldman found out
Yep.
that he's benched 22 reps of 325, close grip benched 550 pounds, posted a 44-inch vertical, broad jumped 9 feet 4 inches, and that's just his power and agility. Let's see what he actually broad jumped at the broad jump was right.
Okay. Wow.
But why would Math Bomb have put
It's pretty far off. Maybe the text sent wrong to Bruce and
34?
yeah.
Is this a typo? I don't
And
think
then
it's
Michigan's like, we're not going to correct him.
everything else is possible. I just don't think that he could have a higher vert than anyone in the NBA draft.
Wait, what
I
about
would
anyone
agree.
in this combine? What was the top vert in this combine?
All right.
Because obviously some very athletic players in the combine too. Who would we think it would be? Receiver, cornerback.
Who would it be?
Um,
I mean, you would think one of those two.
It's definitely a receiver, like a
Not
big
like-
body receiver.
not like Anthony Richardson. You don't think a quarterback would slide in there?
I mean, it's possible.
Um,
Ooh.
you
Oh
pulling-
shit!
Oh, there's the record.
Well, what's the record?
Uh,
43.
46.
46. A guy 323, 2 inches away from the record.
Could you imagine watching that?
Dude, oh my
he's
god!
he's an athletic monster. I don't know about that good though.
Kevin Casper posted a 43.5 vertical leap in 2001. Future Bronco. Well,
That's
former
right.
Bronco now. Future Bronco then.
Yep.
Former
He
future
had like the
Bronco.
bleach blonde hair.
Yeah. Former future.
Former future Bronco, Kevin Casper.
I can't find who had the best this year.
Anthony
Oh,
Richardson had 40 and a half.
the best one this year was shit.
You had it.
Oh no, this is just back to the best
This is
of all
so
time.
Best
inconvenient.
of all time.
How does nobody just have a list of this?
you think that would be a very easy document, especially with how many draft nerds there are?
You
Turns
would
out
think.
vertical leap not that valuable in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, you would think that'd be an NBA one.
Second best of all time, Donald Washington.
Okay.
No, that just means one guy could jump,
Hold
and that's
on.
probably why I got invited.
I'm just saying, like you would think like that level, if you're that athletic, like it would directly translate.
Right.
AJ Jefferson,
Okay. What was his?
44.
like a blend of AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson.
Damn. How did he not pan out?
Right?
Okay. So
Mozzie Smith's 40 was also 4'4".
yeah, right.
Damn, I heard 4-3.
Actually, 4.21. He ran the fastest ever and had the
He's
highest.
literally just every player's player on make a player on Madden, where you get a 389 pounder that's
Yeah.
super fast and is your
99 speed
unstoppable.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Tariq Woolen had the highest at last year's combine with
Believe it.
42.
Oh my gosh, yeah, 44 is wrong.
How did that get published?
I got it. Jartavius Martin, 44 inches, best of the combine.
Wow.
And then Jason Taylor, not that Jason Taylor.
Bruce Feldman needs to have his feet held to the fire for this.
It's-
You can't just trust the Michigan strength staff.
and you said it's been out there since last year?
yeah.
I'm glad that like my
Wow.
alarm started going off after I said that out loud. I was
Right,
like, that
right,
just
right.
can't be right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, that guy's a freak.
Wow. Yeah, you can't trust the staff.
I mean, you can
No.
a little bit, but not when they say something
Right,
so
right, right.
unbelievable.
right. When they posted it, Michigan was, the people were probably like, "Oh shit, he actually bought this. Can you believe this?"
Imagine this dude is doing
wrote
like
it.
540 dunks and like the Michigan. All right, well, that was fun actually.
That
Thank
was
you,
fun.
Bruce Feldman.
Yeah, that
know.
was really good. And man, Bruce could probably fall for a lot.
Yes.
We gotta start sending him stuff.
What you don't have to fall for? Illegal
I'm gonna
Pete's.
say like Shador Sanders threw a football 120 yards. See if he publishes it.